A new effort is underway at the Statehouse to prevent teacher misconduct with students.
WRTV Investigates Kenney has revealed gaps in our education system that can leave children vulnerable, and she shows us how new legislation aims to address this issue.
Protecting kids in the classroom, and Indianapolis senators filed not one but two bills aimed at doing just that.
Healing is a journey. It's not something that's just I snap my fingers and I'm healed.
Ashley Nation says she's a survivor of Indiana teacher misconduct. She's now a married mother of two girls.
My daughter wants to do extracurricular activities, and that brings me so much anxiety because I have to trust other adults with my child. And I know what happened when I put my trust in a teacher. I got abused.
Ashley has been working with Indianapolis Senator Aaron Freeman to better protect children.
Two bills have come from it, so it's pretty great.
Senate Bill 403 is aimed at what's called passing the trash, or problematic teachers moving from district to district.
But when we're talking about our children and we're talking about, our most precious asset, our kids, I think we should know about that. And I think School B has the right to know what happened at School A. If you're going to be a teacher around our children, I think we have the right to know what happened in that situation. So Senate Bill 403 would require School A to notify School B of what that misconduct was.
The second bill, Senate Bill 342, prohibits schools from hiring people who've committed any of a long list of criminal offenses. It would also prevent schools from employing people who are required to wear an ankle monitor as the result of a criminal conviction, who engaged in grooming behaviors in an academic environment, or who have reached an agreement to settle allegations of misconduct at a school. Freeman emphasizes schools can still hire people like this if the school board agrees to it.
Let's give it to them to examine the facts as opposed to us as a state saying, no, you can never hire somebody with this on their background. There's always facts, there's always a backstory.
Senator Freeman took action last session after WRTV Investigates exposed a case in his district in Beech Grove. Teacher's aide Michael Lizelle admitted to fondling himself while working at Beech Grove Middle School. The school district hired Lizelle not knowing he was previously arrested in 2014 for public indecency. Lizelle's 2014 charge was dismissed, but Beech Grove City Schools says they never saw Lizelle's background check because Lizelle worked for a staffing company. Because of our reporting, a new law took effect July 1st requiring staffing companies and contractors to share employee background check information with schools.
But I still think it left some gaps, some things that should still be addressed, and that's why you see the two bills that I filed this year.
Unions representing teachers want to make sure teachers aren't punished for mistakes they made when they were younger. The Indiana State Teachers Association tells us ISTA will always support protecting our kids by preventing bad actors from getting into a classroom. We support Senator Freeman's efforts to prevent people who have made terrible decisions from teaching. Ashley Nation says the bills could potentially stop a predator from getting a job at a school.
Bills are great progress. They are drawing hard lines and eliminating some holes that perpetrators are using to gain access to our children.
Both bills have been assigned to the Education and Career Development Committee. Working for you, Kenney, WRTV.
Senate Bill 342 already received a hearing this week. The Indiana State Teachers Association says it is looking forward to working with Freeman on refining that legislation. Senate Bill 403 is not yet scheduled for a hearing.
Child advocates say Senate Bill 342 would also protect schools that are often afraid to share information about misconduct. Dr. Addie Angelove is the CEO of the Paramount Health Data Project, an Indianapolis nonprofit aimed at supporting kids in schools. She says the teacher shortage is causing schools to hire people they normally wouldn't. Dr. Angelove says currently teachers are not required to share with the school if they're found responsible for child abuse and neglect by the Indiana Department of Child Services. But this legislation would require schools to look at that information. In fact, school boards would have to approve employing someone with a DCS substantiation for abuse or neglect.
Yes, Indiana's DCS did an investigation, substantiated that case. Then, we should probably at least have a conversation about whether or not that person should be allowed in a room by themselves with kids again and what that means. And as a parent, you would want to know if the person who spends, let's say they're an elementary teacher, 8 hours a day with your child has something like this in their background.
Senate Bill 342 would also require schools to come up with a safety plan if they employ someone with a DCS substantiation for child abuse or neglect.